We have all come here today to see Kryssy and Justin join their lives together because we, all of us here, up here and out there, we love them. If I speak in the tongues of men or angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but I do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. I have here a pomegranate. And a pomegranate is symbolic in many cultures and religions throughout time. In Judaism, it is the symbol of righteousness, of knowledge and wisdom. In the Quran, pomegranates grew in the Garden of Paradise, and they were a reminder of the nutritious provision from God and a sign of his love and his artistry. Let me find my place. In Armenian mythology, the pomegranate symbolizes fertility and abundance. In paintings, right, okay, moving on. In paintings of Jesus and Virgin Mary, it serves as a symbol of resurrection and life everlasting. And in Greek mythology, you all knew this was coming, Persephone ate 7 pomegranate seeds as a symbol of her fidelity to Hades and her commitment to rule the underworld with him. So today, Justin and Kryssy have chosen to share in eating pomegranate seeds as a symbol of their commitment and fidelity to each other. All right, so Kryssy and Justin have written their own vows.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. But to be honest, ever since I have met you, they have always been the best of times. I may not have known that to be the case when I decided to take the chance of going on a date with a woman who is looking for a cat stepdad. But alas, here we are today in front of the most important people in our lives, confessing the love we have for one another by dedicating our lives to each other. No, I'm good. I'll be the first to admit that I never thought the day would come that I would get married, let alone to the girl that allowed me to spend a ton of money on lobster, considering that she had never tried it before. I still blame that decision of spending all that money on the beers that we had while we were out that day. That was a good 5 hours of drinking. It was interesting. But I also blame it on the most beautiful pair of eyes that I've ever seen on a gal. I would be lying to everyone here today if I thought on that day that I was looking into the eyes of the person that I would be spending the rest of my life with. Although after the next few months of getting to know her and coming to love that infectious personality that everyone in this room has fallen for, you can all understand why I am up here today marrying the loves of my life. Kryssy, I love almost everything about you. In light of me wanting to start our marriage off on the right foot, I will keep those things to myself and tell you some of the things that made me fall in love with you instead. 1, the fact that we can always be our true selves with each other. Let's be honest, we are both pretty weird people. I'm sure that everyone who knows us can attest to that. So I promise you that you can always be your weirdest self around me. 2, how you make me laugh. We both know that I am superiorly funnier than you. But I appreciate that no matter what could possibly be going on in our lives, we will both always be there to make each other laugh. So I promise that I will always be there to make you laugh with you, and at you. 3, that even when we disagree, we always manage to come up with a compromise for each other. Whether that be we will always continue to buy separate toothpastes or not, because I know how much you like the Colgate, and I like the advanced white. I promise that I will always listen and admit when I'm wrong. Where am I? Although that happens a lot less often than most of you here might think. 4, how you love me, even when I'm not always being the easiest person to deal with. I know that I can be particular and not always the most patient person. I have many quirks that I am sure drive you crazy. Like every time that I tell you you're doing something wrong, and you give me that look, like the one you're giving me right now. So I promise to always be the same me that you fell in love with, quirks and all. But in all honesty and joking aside, I could not imagine standing up here today with anyone but you, Kryssy. You are the most compassionate and loving person that I have ever met, and I am so lucky that you chose me to have the honor of being your husband. I promise that from this day forward, I will love you through the good times and the bad, in sickness and in health, with lobster monies or no lobster monies, until the end of our days together on this earth. Kristen Elizabeth Becker, I promise to go through this thing we call life with you. Thank you for choosing me. And a side note, back to this cat stepdad thing. I already asked if we could get rid of the cats. She said no. So I'm stuck being a cat dad for a while.
Justin, as you know, I'm a big fan of weddings, and I've been dreaming about planning mine for a long time. But there was always a big piece missing, the most important piece, It doesn't matter how big or small or extravagant, although this is extravagant, or intimate your wedding is, unless the person standing before you is your best friend and your favorite person. And that's exactly who you are. And saying yes to forever with you is the easiest choice I've ever made. I can't pinpoint the exact moment I knew I loved you. It was slow and steady, like slipping into a nice warm bath. Everything with you was easy, comfortable, and thoughtful, and fun. I've never laughed so much in my life. I've also never loved doing the most mundane things in life with someone like I do with you. You challenge me to be the best version of myself possible. You've comforted me through the hardest days of my life. You make sure there's cheesy bread waiting for me after working long wedding days. You cheer me on. You share your heartbreaks with me and listen to mine. You're my conscience, and my partner. Even when we fight or get on each other's nerves, we're still on each other's team. Because of you, I now know the importance of good kitchen knives. I find myself legitimately caring about football and hockey scores. And I finally know what it feels like to feel safe and happy in love. With you, I know I can always be my gonzo face, bog witch, weirdo self. And I love every bit of your goofy self right back. You've brought so much joy and comfort and love to my life, and I want to always do the same for you. So here are the vows I'm making. I also have a list. I promise to remind you to take out your contacts when you start to fall asleep with them in. Happens frequently. I promise to check and see if you need coffee or creamer before going to this grocery store. I promise to scratch your back when you're feeling stressed. I promise to attempt to not book up every weekend of the rest of your life, but I cannot guarantee success. I promise to encourage you to spend time with your friends and on the hobbies you love. I promise to speak in terrible Russian/Italian accents with you. I promise to work together with you against the problems we face. I promise to play footsies with you. I promise to apologize when I get cranky and forgive you when you are. I promise to kiss your forehead and your nose. I promise to choose you every day, to stand by your side, and to love you for exactly who you are. I know our days won't always be perfect, but I know we have what it takes to weather them together. I love you, Justin Kryssy, and I'm so excited to be your wife, your partner, and to take this journey with you.
Justin, repeat after me. I, Justin, can't promise you fair sky above.
Can't promise you fair sky above.
Can't promise you kind road below.
Can't promise you kind road below. Okay, kind road below.
But I'll walk beside you, love.
But I'll walk beside you, love.
Any way the wind blows.
Any way the wind blows.
All right, Kryssy, repeat after me. I, Kristen, can't promise you fair sky above.
Can't promise you fair sky above.
Can't promise you kind road below.
Can't promise you kind road below.
But I'll walk beside you, love.
I'll walk beside you, love.
Any way the wind blows.
Any way the wind blows.
By the power vested in me by the Force and the state of Michigan, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Justin, you better kiss your bride. So introducing, for the first time ever, Mr. and Mrs. Kryssy.
They always say if you want to learn the person that you're ultimately going to become friends with, or family in our case, you look at those who they surround themselves with. These are very brilliant men that work very hard and they're dedicated in what they do in their lives. So that showed me that Justin likes to surround himself with very intelligent people he can rely on. Ultimately, if he ever needs any advice that he can ignore. That being said, when he came to me and said that he wanted to marry Kryssy, I told him, I was like, well, listen, like I told you the very first time that I met her, you better, and this better be the one time you actually listen to me.
When you've been through a lot with somebody, it takes, a lot on you. And, as if you love Kryssy as much as I do, you tend to feel very protective over her. I think I can speak on behalf of the entire bridal party here. So when she tells me that she's met this guy through Facebook dating and he's amazing, I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. And those walls, they come up real quick. So I live across the country now. I don't live here. So I didn't get to meet Justin until last year. I got to have some alone time with Justin before the performance. And I'm thinking, not yet anyway. And I think, excellent. Like, this is a great time for the interrogation to begin. So Justin and I were walking to the bar to get a drink. And the spirit of Pete Becker takes over me. I feel it. He taught us very well. All men are punks. So I was ready. I got you, Pete. I was ready. We sit down and we have small chat for a minute. And then Justin says to me, I never thought I'd get married. And I said, oh, well, why is that? And he said, well, because I never thought I would meet somebody who I could see myself spending the rest of my life with. And then I met Kryssy. As somebody who is a protector, a sister, a best friend, I felt this rush of relief come over me. I was so thankful that someone had seen her the way that I see her, that everybody sees her, and chooses her above everybody. And that is just very important and comforting to know. I'm just so happy that you two found each other.
2 years ago, I knew I would no longer be the keeper of Justin's secrets. That was when Justin first introduced us to Kryssy. After that meeting, me and my wife both looked at each other and said, yep, she's the one. We both love and care so deeply about one another, and that's what makes the two of you so perfect for each other. I am truly honored to be standing up here with the two of you on this special day.
As I got
to know Justin over time and see how their relationship grew and this beautiful life and grew into this beautiful life together. I can confidently say that today Kryssy got to marry her best friend, and I couldn't be more happy for them.
He makes her laugh. He supports her in theater, even though he knows nothing about it, even to the point of helping her run lines during an early vacation they took together. And he's never hesitated in moving forward towards their future together. Kryssy and Justin, I wish you all the joy and happiness that life can bring. May you laugh together. May you comfort each other during the less than perfect times. And may you continue to build a beautiful life full of family, friends, and treasured moments together. To the bride and groom, everyone.
My dad, who did not normally dance, he normally stuck to the Will Smith rules. No. He stuck to the rules until Taylor's wedding. Taylor and Tristan, right there. I watched him walk onto the dance floor while no cameras were on him and bust a move, you guys. It was something. He was full Kevin Jamesing. It was amazing. So in lieu of the father-daughter dance, Justin and Kara and Zaid and my mom and I all ask you all to join us kicking off the dance floor with your stupidest dance move.